welcome to my channel. Today I'm making some sourdough pumpkin bread. Oh my goodness, this was so tasty, and I started by roasting my fresh pumpkins straight from my garden, and I put in my sourdough in there, and my sourdough starter had just risen before I incorporated it. So now I am going ahead to mix it up with the flour and just knead it up a little bit, not that much, but then I let it rest and then came back to do a bunch of stretch and folds. And when it was ready for shaping, I split it into two. So if you've been doing sourdough, you pretty much know the steps, those initial steps. The only difference is that you add pumpkin puree in there. And here I'm just mixing up the cinnamon and the sugar. So I would go ahead and sprinkle some flour just to make sure that it doesn't stick. So my dough ended up sticky. So I'm an amateur baker, so I'm not a professional, but you have to make sure that you check your starter for hydration levels, just so you don't get a very sticky dough. But I don't mind. This is how my dough came out. It had just done some really nice fermenting, and it was already smelling so good. I was really happy with the process. I had a little problem there with my tripod, but then I'm back. So now I just trying to do the shaping here, and I split it, like I said, split the dough into two, and I'll just be working with one section at a time. So the reason why I'm putting all this flour is just because I want to make sure that it doesn't stick, and it just makes it easier. But if you already check your hydration levels, you would not have a problem with the dough that is too sticky like this. You wouldn't need to add too much flour if you have taken account of your hydration levels. So here I'm just still learning. I'm not a sourdough pro. I just made my starter. My starter is about, I made it in March. So this is October. So it's been there April, May, June, July, August, September. So it's been over 6 months, and my starter has been working just fine. I don't bake every week. I bake once in 2 weeks. So I just leave it in the refrigerator, and I pull it out when I'm ready to bake, and then I feed it, and it's ready for me. So I'm pretty happy with how it's been going. So just doing some final shaping here, and I'm just stretching out my dough here so I can sprinkle in the cinnamon sugar. So you just need to really stretch it out. I probably need to invest in a bigger board so I can get more space to really stretch out my dough. I could probably do this on the countertop, but I just wanted to just limit it to the board here. But if you stretch it out more, then you will be able to get more of a swirl that would really make your pumpkin bread have a bit more of the cinnamon sugar. So as you can see, my starter is really popping there. I just love to see the bubbles. It just makes me know that my starter is really active and doing its job. I'm so proud of my starter. It's 6 months old, and it's baked a ton of stuff. And one of my good friends, she also got some of the starter, and she has baked a ton of bread, and she does a lot of sourdough sweets. And you would see her in this video because she will be sampling this pumpkin bread. Actually, she was the one that told me about it. I was more into just making my regular breads, but then she has just been going ahead with hers and baking all sorts of stuff. So that's really fun. So I just spread out my bread, and you can just spread it out really wide, like I said initially, and it would work great. And then you sprinkle in your flour to avoid it sticking to your hand, and then you go ahead with your cinnamon sugar. So what you don't want is for it to have that tear, because then the sugar would start bubbling and it would come out of that tear. So I'm trying to make sure that I have everything sealed off. So basically I'm giving you the tips of what not to do. yeah, I just don't make that mistake of getting a tear. It's just because I'm really just trying to get that cinnamon sugar in. I probably, if I had spread it out a lot wider, then I could have gotten a lot more space. And then I would have just had to wrap it just once and be done. But because I didn't spread it as wide, I'm trying to, really incorporate the cinnamon sugar in. But it turned out great, and you would see in the end. And that's the thing about baking, there's really no hard and fast rule about it. I mean, there's some really pros out there, but it's a learning by doing kind of thing. So I started this just a few months back, made my own starter. I didn't buy any starter, I made my own, and just still just doing what I love, and my family loves the bread. We don't buy bread anymore. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start and just learn as you go along. So this is the second part of the loaf, because you remember I split it into two initially. So this is the second part of the loaf of the dough. Obviously going to form a loaf. So I'm just doing the same thing here, going in with the cinnamon sugar. So actually I ended up with a ton of cinnamon sugar, and I baked an entire cinnamon cake with it, because I really don't like to add too much sugar in my recipes. And once I started making sourdough bread, I didn't actually want any sugar at all. I just wanted flour and salt. That's it. But with this pumpkin bread, I mean, it's fall and it's pumpkin season, so I like to incorporate different recipes around this time. So it's fine to just add some sugar and make some cinnamon cake. It's good. But then the sugar was just a lot in the end, so I saved it and baked a really nice cake with it, and it turned out really great. So when it comes to sugar levels, you can just vary it in whatever you feel comfortable with, especially in this case. So this is not like a cookie where maybe you need sugar to help your cookie spread. But here you just need to go based on what you want. So you just want a hint of sugar. You can also achieve that nicely and comfortably. You don't have to add too much sugar at all. But if you like to really go in for it, then definitely go for it, and I'm sure you will love the result in the end. So that's pretty much it, and this is the bread. Yes, that's how it turned out, and my friend and we are about to sample it, and she will let you know exactly how it ended up tasting. So I'm going to go ahead here and give it a slice. So when I was putting it into the container, I must have caused a bit of a crease, which is fine. There is always room for error with baking. It's not like I'm baking to sell. This is just for my consumption. So I've learned this trick to avoid that crease and to get it better looking. But that it's really fun. It turned out great. You absolutely need some butter with it.
Guys, pumpkin. I know people are not a fan of cinnamon, but
who's not a fan of cinnamon?
I don't know, some people are not.
This is cinnamon time. Called cinnamon time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna
toast it. Yeah. But guys, the cinnamon is very faint. So good.
Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe. God bless. Bye.